Here's your lymphatic routine for your arms and your underarms. We will always start by opening the upper lymph nodes and then work down into our stomach before getting to the arm. So hands gently on top of your chest, little pulls down here. I repeat this in all of our other videos, especially for your face and your neck. So if you're familiar with this section, it's just a gentle little pull down. Our next spot, we come to the ears, so make a peace sign. One finger in front, one finger behind, and it's little gentle massages there, little pulls down. Do about 10 in each section. It doesn't have to be this big, long, drawn out warm-up process. We are starting to get your lymph moving out of your brain, down your throat, into your stomach and your heart. The next spot is under the jaw. And we want to get this lymph moving before we get to your arm. I think of the lymph system like city traffic. So if we've got a big, slowed down area of stagnant lymph, it's like running into traffic on the freeway. There's nothing you could do to get around those cars, you just have to wait. And so if there's traffic here, these cars here cannot get through to the heart. The next spot we're gonna come to is right at the diaphragm, gentle little circles here. And after we do this spot, we'll head over to your arm. So working through the arm, the main spot we need to make sure that the lymph is flowing is under the armpit. So if you just want to reach underneath both arms, give them gentle massages, gentle circles here. You're welcome to do one at a time, especially on the arm that you're going to work on first. But we want to get this area moving. So I'm really underneath the arm and I'm gently massaging. Do not make this hurt. Okay, so from there, I like to do this laying down. If you're doing it seated, maybe lay back on the couch and let your arm rest, or I even let my arm just rest on top of my head so it doesn't get tired reaching up here. So let that arm rest wherever you're at. If you're laying down, go for it. We're going to start close to the armpit, and I wrap my hand around almost like a cuff. I'm not gripping. I just want to make contact on the skin, nice and soft. And from here, it's a gentle pull into the armpit, and then I relax. Pull the skin, then relax. Pull and relax. And if this position ever bothers you, just find a better one. So maybe my arm wants to be back here. Maybe it does just want to be up nice and straight. If you're laying down, make sure your shoulder feels comfortable. I'll do about 5 on each section. Next spot, gentle pulls down. And again, make sure you're not gripping. It's very light. And I'm not sliding on the skin. It's not a massage. We are gently pulling the skin and then relaxing on this one spot repeatedly. And if you notice, I stretch, I ease off. There is no slide on the skin. Getting to the next spot, stretch, ease off. The majority of our lymph is in this area. So in the inner arm, the underarm, there's a little bit on the backside, but the majority is through here. And if you're like me, this is the spot that's the most soft and dangly. And if you do weight train, it is one of the hardest spots to tighten on your whole body. If you lose weight rapidly, this area gets really stretchy. I've lost 80 pounds twice. And so this area for me can be dangly. If I build muscle there, right, it firms up. But because of that, we tend to gather a lot of stagnant lymph in this area. If you've ever had a surgery, we're gonna go a little bit higher. And now that we're higher, I try to get my whole palm down and gently pull. If you ever had a surgery in this area, whether it's a breast surgery, maybe an arm surgery, a shoulder surgery, elbow, hand, finger, anything in this whole path, your lymph definitely needs a little extra help here. Even an old injury, maybe you didn't need a surgery, but you have an old injury here. We can retain fluid in old injuries from the scar tissue and from the inflammation for years and years. So even if something happened 20, 30 years ago, maybe something happened in childhood, this needs some work here. Especially if you have had a breast surgery, whether it was cosmetic or something that was cancer related or something else. There's a lot of lymph right here. And if any of those lymph nodes got irritated or nicked, or even you have lymphedema, these areas need a lot of love. So once you get to the elbow nook, we're just gonna do a couple little pumps in here. So let the arm rest up. I take a finger, you can see that, and just pump. little presses. Do about 5 in there. There's a couple of little lymph nodes in there. There's actually like 3 to 4 in this area. We're going to repeat that same thing on the forearm. Little pulls there. And if your arm gets tired, you're welcome to let it come down here. Gravity helps. It's not necessary though, but gravity really does help with the lymph. Okay, I'm just making my way down, coming all the way down to the wrist. I can do another video for your hand and your wrist. There's a lot we could do here for ourselves. But then once you get here, we have 2 options. You could do that all the way back up, repeat the whole process, or you could just brush. Let's say you're in a little bit of a rush. I know we have a busy, fast-paced world, so I'm just going to brush. You can use a brushing tool. They sell lymphatic tools. You can use a dry brush. I just like my hands, and I just like to pull and feel like I'm sliding and brushing everything down. We never want to go back and forth for the lymph, because that'd be like driving 3 inches forward and then reversing 3 inches. Your car is never going to go forward. So the lymph always needs to come into the armpit so it can make its way through your heart and through your organs. If we push the lymph back down towards your fingertips, that's like hitting a dead end with your car. Where are you going to go after that? Okay, and then the forearm. And you can brush as much of it as you can. Try, even when you put lotion on or when you wash your body, challenge yourself. See if you can do it in this direction. It's a little bit tricky if you're used to just going back and forth your entire life. So once you brush for a while, and you can definitely brush for a couple more minutes, what we'll do is come back under the armpits and make sure everything is moving. I just got a swallow, so that means my lymph system is moving. A couple of other signs could be a tummy gurgle, it could be just feeling drainage in the back of your throat, it could be a change in the swelling. So I actually want to compare my 2 arms to this one. I don't know, there's a little more hanging down there. This side looks a little tighter to me. What do you guys think? I don't know. So try it, try the other arm. Be nice to yourself. It's the same pressure you would use on a sleeping child. And this is certainly something you could do every day, multiple times a day. It's gentle. It's like breathing. Our lymph needs to move. I hope that helps.